So this evening's work is going to be taking off this pipe and cutting the new pipe to length. So what I've decided to do is take off the whole air filter and to lift the pipe out that way, because I don't want to go pulling off the carb and breaking the gasket until I really have to. So my manifold is in the machine shop. That's going to be getting surface ground. So it'll be the end of the week before I see that again. So at least I can get this pipe fitted to this pipe even. I'll be able to try it a few times. When I take out this, I'll be able to move this around freely. So there's a few pipes that have to come off. Take that out. This and that pipe and the 2 bolts each side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. And I should be able to get that much done this evening. So I'll get my sockets and spanners ready and get that air filter off. A little bit awkward, alright, getting out the bolt in behind it from one side. And then remember, this can be a little bit awkward as well. Just getting it past on this pipe here, this crank case breather. And yeah, I see that the choke lever is in the way as well. I can take that off. I have to. I might have to take that off. It's a little bit awkward coming this way as well. Yeah, let me see. What can I do? I have to take off this pipe here. Probably best to do that if it'll come off easy. Now, there we go. So now we can work on this now. We can take the length of this. This is the new pipe that didn't last very long, and we can match it up to our replacement pipe that's also new, but hopefully will last a little bit longer. So let's bring this up to the workbench and get a look. So this is the pipe I've chose. I don't know if it's actually going to fit onto the metal pipe. So that's that end there, and this is not going to fit. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to make that fit. So I'll be stuck with this. I'm trying to see if that crack on the outside, after making its way inside, does look like it has. It looks like it has, alright, yeah. I can feel it in there. Yeah, in fact, the grease has come right through. That's a little bit disappointing, I have to say. So what was, as I said, a part that was fitted a couple of months ago. Now, if I took off the hose clamp, would I get it on? So it actually might go on, yeah, it will. That hose clamp is just out to the very, very end. That's all that was wrong with that, and it is. I'm struggling with this camera to get it focused. It was just preventing it to go on a bit. So that will look good. That'll look right. Whereas this end with this hose clamp will go on, lovely. It's just a pity I can't now use both original styles, unless this other bigger one will do the trick. If I could get this to close, it's a lot bigger. Might do the trick. At least then I'd have 2 original style hose clamps under one pipe. They're not identical obviously, but it would look better if I could do it that way. Okay, so we know that's going to go on, so that's going to sort the issue out. Now, the next thing we got to do is measure this pipe. Zeros. Measure the length of this, see roughly where we got to be. In or around 60, and we can mark this. I'm going to mark it where that part number is because I'll have that underneath, so it's not visible. So, roughly speaking, the end of that S, that's good enough. So what did I do before? I got a socket and I fitted the socket into the hose pipe. I fitted it from this end. And then what I did was I put a Jubilee clip or hose clamp around it, and then I was able to cut it. So I'm going to do that again now. I'm going to get a socket that's going to fit this. When I get one that fits, that'll do. So we're saying roughly in or around the S. And then I get a Jubilee clip. That's roughly the right size. Let's see, and there. That'll nearly do. If I'm stuck, put him on in or around where the S is. Tighten them up. You can straighten them then, it's just a bit tighter. So we're saying in around, I'll double check these measurements now before I go doing any cutting. Put the socket down, that's it. Straighten her up a bit. Now, let's get this roughly straightened, roughly as straight as possible. May as well, it'll be long enough looking at it, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. We're going to go with that. We'll finally tighten up. Okay. And then I get my knife. One final measurement here. Make sure we're not after going astray and going wrong. Yeah, that looks good. And then what I can do is, because that's clamped around there now, is cut. I will have to loosen this clamp because it's wider at some point there. I will have to loosen it and just turn it so. Maybe I should change the blade in this. Might be being able to do it in one go. If you can do this cut in one go, you'll get a lovely finish on the cut. Oh, is that blade any better there? Middling. Sharper anyway. Okay. I'm sure everyone has their own way of doing it. This is just my way of doing it. I I know one thing, if you take a hacksaw to it, you'll end up with a very rough finish on it. So loosen it now, give it a little twist. This is the bit that unfortunately will leave you with struggling to get it perfect afterwards. But all in all, it does still seem to be the best way to get a nice clean finish, along with maybe putting a new blade in before you start cutting instead of struggling with an old blade. Okay, how are we fixed? And I was cutting on the wrong side. Good man. So the offcut of this is definitely going to be scrapped. Not hard. Oh, and we're after going off a bit there. We'll turn that where no one will see it. I suppose you want a very, very sharp blade to be able to cut through this in one go. So it's a lot to ask, I suppose. Okay. Now there's just a little tiny bit here and there that needs cutting. There's where I went off wrong there. Okay, tiny bit left there. Okay, so now we've got placement pipe. Okay, where did I go wrong there? Where did I go? It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad now, in fairness. Thought I cut a little flap out of it. So, what did we say? I could use this original style one on one end. So we want this facing outwards. We want part number underneath. Okay, it's not making its way out. It's no problem. These are a little bit fiddlier than modern style ones, but it's nice to use them if possible. It's a little bit awkward there now. I'll come back when I get that through there.